Are you guys with me? I don't know if you guys can
Yeah.
hear me. All right. So it's majorly in African
Yeah.
countries. So it makes it really easy to actually, import these things into Nigeria, right? Because of this new, free trade that's going to come into existence this January. Hopefully they still do it anyway. So yes, basically importing and exporting is going to be more easier, but we don't really have any plans for exporting yet because we need to find a way to preserve the drinks that they can, have that long shelf life.
Right.
Right. So we're working on that. And we hope to be able to do that soon.
Uh,
Any other question? Did I answer the question?
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tosin. Abdurrahman is raising his hand. He wants to ask a question. You can go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Abdurrahman. We can hear you.
I think his network is bad.
Okay. Fola Shade asked a question.
Okay.
You started with 9K or 9,000 naira. Does that include the cost of shipping and everything? Or how did you use that fund to grow to where you are right now? If you had the challenges of shipping and everything you've discussed.
Oh, okay. All right. I think we're mixing two of my businesses together.
Okay.
So majorly for the shipping, that has to do with the perfumery part.
Right.
That's Bell and Blue Perfumery. That's the one that majorly deals with shipping. But Tiger North Africa doesn't really deal with shipping in the sense that lots of our raw materials can be sourced for here in Nigeria and in the north.
Mm.
So for the Tiger North Africa, that's the one we started with 9,400 naira because we could source for things locally. For perfumery, I started with an huge amount.
Mhm.
In fact, for training, for training and raw materials, then I spent well over 300 to 500K
Mm.
just for training and raw materials. That was then. That's aside the other training I've had to do, travel out of the country for more training. So it's an expensive business on its own. Perfumery is luxury. You must be ready to spend, the money to gain the knowledge you want. But for the Tiger North Africa, we're able to source for materials locally, right? But into the future, we are actually looking at sourcing for bottles from China. But that's going to be on a really large scale. The business has grown organically to the extent that it can afford to do that. Do you understand? So if you're starting a business that you can still source for things around, then you can start with those things instead of having to say, oh, you're just starting your business, you want to source for materials from China, you can't afford it, you just be giving yourself unnecessary headache. So it was Tiger in Africa that started with 9,400 naira. So you didn't have to deal with importation, shipping, and all of those things. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Tosin. Is there any other question?
Okay, so
All right. That's it then.
okay.
Thank you so much. So, my own question is, okay, so we have the challenge of, bringing the raw materials from other countries to Nigeria at the moment because
Yeah.
custom wala and, the expense and also the currency fluctuation.
Rates, yeah.
So, is it like a solution if you can get, would you say is a solution if you can try to find a supplier in Nigeria, even if it's more expensive to to mitigate those issues, or well, I'm trying to see, like, is it better to, if even if it is costly or more expensive to source for materials in Nigeria, would you go for that option? Would you prefer that option to, going through the stress of importing? Or usually those materials you import are a lot better than Nigeria. Why is it that people go for imported products or raw materials rather than sticking to the ones in Nigeria? Because, we always have, most times we have options to go for the ones in Nigeria, but we still decide to go through the custom and inflation issues. So why is that? And do you see that as a solution?
Okay, yes, actually, it's a solution. I also didn't automatically start importing things when I started the business. I sourced from Nigeria. The issue so many people have in Nigeria is there are a lot of adulterated products already. So sometimes you don't even know which is original until you have bought, those things. So many people have issues with that. I didn't start shipping. I sourced from a trusted supplier in Nigeria. I could trust its quality. So it was, the thing with shipping is the more you ship, the lesser your shipping fee, right? So if you want to ship in a lot of things, you can actually go for the shipping option because your shipping fee would be less. But if you're not buying so many things and you want to ship, you're going to be paying a lot, right? Because the more you're bringing in, the less the cost for shipping. So if you can find a trusted supplier in Nigeria, I would say go for that, please.
Right.
Because it will save you the stress, the headache. You just have to go and pick up your goods from the person. But if you do not know it, stress so that you can deliver value for your customers. You don't want them to stop buying from you because you're selling adulterated materials, and stuff. So
that's very true. All right. Thank you so much, Tosin. This has been really insightful. I feel like I know everything about the retail market and the challenges and how to overcome it. Especially especially when you start in the business and it's a retail business as well. So I'm sure everyone has learned one or two things, in fact, a lot of things from your presentation, which is great. Thank you so much, Tosin.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So the good thing about today is that we have the three mentors are from, they are in very diversified businesses. So we have Segun. Tosin has just spoken at length with the retail sector. We have Segun, who is the CEO of a co-cab, and that's a completely different business to the retail. It's just like Uber, with ride hailing. So we'll have Segun speak about that part of business and getting investors in. The challenges to start that kind of business. And we still have Olatubosun, who is a guest mentor that is going to talk about, he's the CEO of O3 Farms and Ola Jets. So he's going to talk about, the African market in its entirety and talk about the challenges and how to overcome setting up businesses in Africa. So I'll just let Cole go on to introduce himself, and you can go on from there. And then if you have questions, as always, you can put it in the chat section or wait till he's done with his presentation, and then you can ask your questions. So over to you, Mr. Cole.
All right, thank you very much, Yusuf, Dr. Yusuf. It's a privilege to be part of such a platform. I'm always excited and optimistic about contributing my quota and also speaking with like minds. And also, it was an enlightening session with the last mentor, the last speaker. And I look forward to learning from everyone. My name is Segun. I'm the co-founder of EcoCab. And EcoCab is an on-demand transportation company, just like Dr. Yusuf has said. Basically, we are the Uber for traditional taxis across the African continent. But before EcoCab, I've been a digital ecosystem local partner to the Academy of Entrepreneurs. So what they basically do is help entrepreneurs from the ideation to implementation stage, and basically helping entrepreneurs grow and scale with a view to also exporting their business to Australia, because the Academy of Entrepreneurs is based in Australia. But we're looking for how to connect Africa, of course, because we know a lot of great things are coming out of Africa. And also, I've also been a mentor on the AfriTech XYZ platform, also mentoring startup founders. And these are the few works I've been doing. So straight into it. So I would just, let's say, compliment what the last speaker said. She said a lot. And I feel it's just best to compliment what she said. Over time, working with the Academy of Entrepreneurs in partnership also with the LSETF, Lagos Employment Trust Fund, and also working with the AfriTech XYZ platform. There's a lot of data online, and it will surprise you that in most cases, although you have a lot of people saying, oh yeah, capital, 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 but in most cases, one of the biggest challenges actually, sometimes, it's not even capital, right? You have, not saying it's not irrelevant, it's very, very relevant. You stop every entrepreneur today and say, what's your challenge? I bet you they're going to tell you capital. But it's surprising that the data that you have, especially data on entrepreneurship and on startups, basically, you begin to hear things like your team. You begin to hear things like your culture, right? And it just sets you back, like, wow, really? Yeah, but that's true. That's what the data says. At Microsoft, they say data wins every argument. Yeah, so that's what the data says, basically. So you have in Nigeria, for example, you have a lot of startups that have come up, right? And today the startups are no more, right? And I tell you, they raised decent funding. You see startups that raised $1 million. You see startups that raised $10 million. Yeah, you see startups that raised $35 million, Series A, Series B. Okay, so I take it that's not everyone that is conversant with the terminologies of startups, but basically what I just mean, whether it's pre-seed, seed, Series A, Series B, what just means that those are startups raising funds. But you see these startups raise these funds at the end of the day, and within the space of 1 year, they are no more. And you're like, what happened? What happened? What went wrong? And when it's just that Nigeria or Africa, you hardly have people come out and speak. So that's why at the AfriTech XYZ, whenever we have our meetings, it's something that I introduced personally myself, that we're not just going to bring people that have succeeded. We're going to also bring people that have failed. That's one thing we need to start introducing to Africa. And I believe that the Daytopia mentorship program is going to be at the forefront of this mindset change. So bring people that have failed, and you come and hear what they have to say. You'll be shocked. But in Africa, especially in Africa and the entrepreneurship world, I call it high-tech journalism, right? So you just all you see on startups, SMEs is this one raise fund. Oh, Andela raise fund. Paystack raise this fund. That's all you see. But I tell you, go and dig down. You hear stories that would not even want you to venture into the startup space, right? So I want to speak facts here. I want to speak the failures and a lot of, so that we because at the end of the day, you see people tell you entrepreneurship is not for everyone. It's true. It's for the brave-hearted. It's actually for the brave-hearted. So when you listen to the failures of these startups, right, you get to know that, okay, let me give an example. A startup raised funds now, and next thing, one of the founders, that's when he knows that he wants to pursue a degree in the US, right? And he uses investors' money, and he goes. A startup raised funds now, and that's when one of the guys know that that's when he wants to buy a Range Rover Evoque, right? So you guys start spending money on on what was not actually part of the plan. These things are happening every day. What I'm telling you right now is even happening currently, but so of course we can't call names, right? And if you I don't know who has heard of Y Combinator. They are like one of the biggest accelerator programs, although they are foreign, but you have a lot of African startups applying to this accelerator. So if you want to apply to Y Combinator will ask you a question. And that question is, if one very key member on your team leaves today, is that going to affect your business as in drastically? If you answer yes, I tell you, you're not raising any funds from Y Combinator, right? So I'm putting it to you guys now. Who is in your business, whether SME or startup or MSME? Who is on your business right now? If that person leaves, your business is going to crumble. You better start knowing what you have to do. Of course, that's consulting. But if you have a team member that you know that if that person leaves today, that business is going to crumble, I tell you, you're not going to raise any investment funds from people like YC Combinator. But that is what is happening in the startup world. That's what is happening in the entrepreneurial world. So you guys raise funds, and next thing, this person saying, this is where I want to go. This person saying, this is where I'm going to go. They try and hide it. They fight. Before you know it, everyone goes separate ways. But what happens to the investors' money? And of course, now that they have made that bad impression on that investor, now he's putting more due diligence things in place, or he's even saying, no, do you know what? I'm not investing in Africa again. So this is how we destroy the image basically every day. So yeah, capital is very important, right? But I tell you that one other thing, one very, very key thing that you hear at the top of the list are things like your team. And our last speaker, she spoke to that. So, but for me, when you want to have a business, whatever business, right? Start with your why. Why do you want to go into it in the first place? It's very important. And that I recommend a book called Start With Why by Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek, Simon, then Sinek, Sinek. Start with why. Please go and read that book if you have not. If you have read it, please go and read it again. Why do you want to do what you do? Why do you want to go into that business in the first place? Why? Why do you want to, be it retail, be it agro, allied products, be it shipping, be it logistics, food delivery, applicant tracking system softwares, CRM softwares, accounting softwares, whatever you want to dive into, fashion, name it. Business. I tell you, a lot of businesses, a lot of entrepreneurs have given up today because it got to a point in time they were stuck. They got to crossroads, right? And they very possible that they would have gone on, remembered their why. Sorry, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
All right. Sorry, I'm having calls disturbing my. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So, remember why.
Cole, you're on mute. Hello, Cole, you're on mute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, sorry, apologies. I'm having calls disturbing me, and I'm using my phone. Sorry about that.
That's fine.
So they lose that sense of why. We don't even know why you went into that business in the first place. And at the end of the day, they lose that steam, they are discouraged, and they just give up. You have a lot of entrepreneurs giving up. Even I'm sure today, some people have just said, do you know what? I'm not doing this. But why did you what was the reason behind why you went into that business? What was the reason why you founded that startup? What impact did you want to make? What impact did you want to have? So why give up now? So your why is very important, even before the what, even before the product, even before the company. Why? Why did you go into that business? It's very, very important. It's very, very, very key. Some people don't even know why they are going. See, if you just stop entrepreneurs and start asking them, you'll be shocked. I want to make money. So you see that kind of person, once they don't make money, I'm telling you, they are finished. Even if it's an SME. Once they don't make money from that thing that they want to sell, oh my God, it's over. They start changing. So the guy has done like 10 products.
True.
They start changing from, oh no, this one, they sell Jerry. May we'll do this one again. Okay, let's go and do farm crowding. Okay, so that we'll be getting a decent 30% return on investment. When that one doesn't work again, oh my guy, wait till we do again. Oh my Bitcoin, Jerry. Let's Bitcoin they rain like this. Do you understand? So you just have everyone just do. I want to make money. That's it.
Sure.
So yeah, we want to make money. Of course, there's a monetary angle to that, but that should not be the number one, because the day you don't make money, man, you're going to give up. Right? So you can see the why is very, very practical. It's very, very important. Why did you go into this? Is it to make a name? Okay, I want to compete with these guys. Is that why you're going into the business? Because if at the end of the day you don't end up competing with these guys and these guys are doing better than you probably might kill yourself. So what impact do you want to have? Why did you go into this? So I believe that's self-explanatory. We can do a lot of research over that. Moving on. Another very key thing, and the last speaker spoke to that, is your idea. Is your idea. And why I want to, like I said, just complementing what everything the last speaker said, Why I really want to hammer on this is that, you see, no matter the amount of funds that you raise, right? Um, if your solution is not relevant, I repeat, if your solution is not relevant, the last speaker was talking about your target audience and all that, right? If your solution is not relevant, then no matter the amount of funds, capital you raise, you are just wasting everybody's time. You are wasting your own time. You are wasting other people's time. So you see, in the startup world, you have so many ideas out there, but I tell you, they're not doing anything. You have so many ideas out there, right? But they are not doing anything. They are not relevant. So what am I saying is that your idea has to be an idea that is needed. Ask yourself, write it down, find a book. Is my idea needed? Is it needed? Do people need it? You'll be shocked. You see some people, I don't want to start mentioning examples, so it doesn't mean as if I'm speaking directly to you, you get. So, but are these ideas needed? Are they needed? Are they needed? Because if they are not needed, do your marketing, market. See, oh my God. See, if you see how people are doing budget on marketing budget, we need to do this. We need to put on billboards. We need to put this social media out there. It's there, but people are like, man, I beg, don't waste my time. I'm watching Lucifer. Yeah, you're advertising trash to me.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Mm.
So you're spending so much, but the idea is dead. So I need to put this in there so I don't forget. Know when to walk away from a dead idea. So write these words down. Fail fast. Just write it somewhere. These are things you can go and research. Fail fast. Fail forward. Just write it down. This might not be the right place to bring, but I don't want to forget because I'm just speaking to you from the top of my head. Fail fast. Fail forward. Fail fast. Fail forward. You can go research that. Know when to know when to give up on the idea. Is it dead? Is dead. It's not needed. It's not needed. Give up. Move on. Move on. Move on. Don't fall in love with your idea so much that you cannot move on from that idea. You are going to be really, really depressed. Know when to move on from that idea. It's not working. It's not working. Thank you guys. Love you all. Move on. Don't hang on to it. I've put 200,000, 300,000 in it. 300,000. I'll not leave 300,000. My guy, leave 300,000. Give God the glory. Move on. It's 300,000. If you don't move on, you are going to waste 70 million naira. And you know the painful thing? It might not be your money, investors' money.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Or you can borrow it from family or friends. Some will arrest you at the end of the day. So just move on from that idea. Right? Just move on. Let it go. Let it go. I believe I'm speaking to someone here. Let it go.
Of course.
It's 2021. Idea go. So, speaking of ideas, right? Is it relevant? Is it a relevant idea? Then, like the last speaker said, you can now start doing research, and research. Very important. Research it. How can I scream this? Research. I'm a product of research. I don't sleep. Right? It's very easy. Everybody say I'm the CEO of this, CEO of that. CEO is very, very sweet, but I tell you, at the end of the day, there will be a separation from CEOs and CEOs. Right? So you go on LinkedIn now and everyone is calling themselves a CEO. But are you paying the price of a CEO? One of the price of a CEO is research. What keeps you up, in consulting, management consulting, we ask people what keeps you, if you want to be relevant in your organization, if you want to be a business partner in your organization, you need to know answer the question, what keeps my CEO awake at 3 a.m. in the morning? If you can answer that question, best bet you're going to be relevant. Because if you know what the CEO is thinking, then you can know how to partner that business. So as a CEO, you're the one that is paying the price. And one of the prices you have to pay is research. So yes, I saw a question from someone. I want to just jump into that question. And the person said, okay, I think that's Abdul Rahman. No, let me just go for that question. I'll remember where I was.
Yeah, go for it.
The person said, if you want to let go of that idea, how do you face your investor? So let me borrow from road design. Do you know our problem in Nigeria? Our problem in Nigeria is, you see, the design. If thank God, Dr. Yusuf, you are in the UK. When you come to Lagos or you go to other parts of Nigeria and you see how they design the road. I'm a Yoruba person. Sorry for those that know Yoruba here. Let me just, I'll say it in Yoruba and say it in English. So the English is that you almost start cursing the design architects, right? Because you see some roads in Nigeria and you're like, why, which kind, left, right, corner, this one accident, you see, if you don't drink if you don't get drunk, you start pitying people that get drunk and go and drive on that road in the night, especially when there are roads that they don't have street lights, because you don't be seen turn this. I'd be like, what design? Where am I going to? My point is, now in Nigeria, our biggest problem, you have so much budget going into roads, but guess what? Majority of those money are going into maintenance and repairs. But the truth is, majority of those monies would have been saved if they got the road design right. So once you do not get the road design right, my sister, you're going to be spending so much money on repairing and maintenance. Patch today, patch this one, repair this one, repair this one. So if you get the idea wrong, right? And that's why, see, now speaking about, I'm still on that question. In Nigeria, you have angel investors and you have demon investors. So let me repeat. You have angel investors and you have demon investors. A demon investor is not after the idea makes sense. The demon investor is just after, I've given you money, and I expect times 1,000. And I give you 5 days to make that money. And at the end of the day, when you make that money, I still want to take over your business. And see, in Nigeria or in Africa, 60% of the investors are demon investors. So you have to be very careful when choosing your investor. You have to be very careful when choosing your investor, because one of the things you look out in choosing an investor is an angel investor has to understand what is called patient capital. Patient capital. You have to be patient, right? And you also have to be flexible with regards to iteration. So write it down, iteration, iteration, iteration. So knowing that the idea you started with might not be the idea that you end up with at the end of the day.
Cole, we can hear you. Hello, Cole, we can hear you. I think we lost Cole. Mr. Cole. By the way, guys, if this ends, just click on the link again. I think it's not set up right today, but once this ends again, just click on the link and you can just join back. I think Mr. Cole left anyway. Apologies
All right.
for this. I'll make sure it's set right next time anyway. So as a matter of fact, let's just go in and then come back again because it's almost time anyway. So I'll end this now and then you can click on the link again.